about treasure tonight? Yeah, treasure. Philip? Need Braden? Philip? What's treasure? Well, what do you think is treasure? What's valuable to you? God. Yeah, that's a good answer. You will.
Oh. What treasure? What is?
Well, what is treasure?
Treasure is something that you hold to a higher value, something valuable.
You love it, you like it, and you want some more of it, right? That's treasure. Let's be honest, most of us would consider money to be treasure. Right? I watched the Goonies when I was probably about your age. You know, One Eye Willie with his treasure ship that sailed on this. Goonies were great, weren't they? And they wanted to get the treasure. They wanted to save their whole town by finding this treasure. Okay. As we grow, get a little bit older, what becomes, for you guys who are old enough to drive, obviously, what's treasure? A vehicle, yeah. That's something that has at least 4 wheels, right? So, and a license, you got to be able to use it properly. But you have money and cars, you know. We like to be popular, don't we? We like to have friends. We like to go places and do things. So popularity is a type of treasure. When I was young, and still occasionally today, baseball cards were always a treasure to me. Every nickel of allowance that I got, I went and I bought baseball cards. Power, yeah. And you know what I would do with those baseball cards I bought? I'd sell them so I could go buy more baseball cards. That was treasure to me. And a couple of things we'll look at tonight is we use maps to find treasure, don't we? Okay. And there's a map, right? It's got a picture of all the continents. It's got the oceans on there. But, you know, there are lots of different types of maps. And I collect maps. I know y'all think that's really boring, right? You would sit there and look at maps all day. Well, when I went to college, I studied geography. Okay. Can you think of anything more boring? Probably not. But I enjoy maps. They're a treasure in themselves to me. But what does a map do? Yeah, it gets you to where you want to go. It helps you to find something. It helps you to find your treasure. It doesn't always have to be a picture. Anybody here have a GPS? You know, she'll even talk to you now, won't she? Siri? Yeah, she'll give you, you know, word by word directions. But you know, all these different things we can use for maps. They can help us locate treasure. They can lead us into the right direction. We can make a plan to accomplish something, and we have to follow these maps, whether they're written or whether they're in a picture or whether, you know, Suri's telling you to do something. So, you know, the first map, the most important map, comes from Romans chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, and faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. If you want faith in God, where's it going to come from? By hearing. Hearing what? The gospel, God's word. Well, guess what? God's word is a map. It gives us directions to get us from here, to get us to there. Okay? In Matthew chapter 16, since we've been talking about pirates this week, in Matthew chapter 16, verses 1 through 3, and the Pharisees with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And he answered and he said unto them, when it is evening, you say, if it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. They thought that they could tell what the weather was going to be based on what the cloud. Where's Riley? Yeah. You know, they had meteorology a couple thousand years ago. You know. They thought they could look at where the clouds were and the colors of the clouds in the sky, and that would give them direction. Okay. There is some to that, but you know, probably not as much as they made it out to be. But you know, they said, "Well, Jesus, we want you to give us a sign." And he says, "Well, if you want a sign, you go out and just look at the clouds, because you think that's, you know, going to be able to save you one of these days." I told you I went to college and I studied geography, right? I learned to draw maps. Anything more boring than reading a map is drawing a map, right? But while I was working and studying, I had a job at Dollar General. I worked in the corporate office in their real estate department. And this was back before you had GPS. So you couldn't just punch something in on your car and it would take you where you wanted to go. So the executives there at in the company, if they wanted to go out and visit certain stores, they would call me and I would have to give them a route. And break it down, you know, turn left, go 6 miles, turn, you know, a turn-by-turn direction. And when you're doing that for your boss, it kind of gets a little scary. You know, you have to do it exactly right or they're going to get lost. And that, I feel that role now as a preacher. I feel that I have to get my job exactly right or people can be lost. It's an awesome responsibility to be a preacher, because I don't want anybody to be lost. I want to show everybody, you know, the right way to go. Matthew chapter 6. Verses 19 through 21. We've looked at this a couple times since Sunday night, but this took place in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 16, verses 19 through 21. Lay not up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust corrupts, and where thieves break in and steal. My basement flooded about 6 years ago, and that's where I had all my baseball cards. You know what their value is now? Zero. They're destroyed. They're worth nothing. You know. So all of that I had been collecting and all that I'd been saving for, and I'd get them out and I'd just look at them and oh wow, I love my baseball cards. And then one day something as simple as too much rain ruined that for me. So you know, we've got to make sure that when we lay up our treasures, you know, it's got to be where the moth and rust doesn't corrupt it, where thieves can't break through and steal. He says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where the moths do not rust nor corrupt, and thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. As much as I enjoy my baseball cards, my heart, my treasure wasn't in this soggy pile of cardboard anymore. I have something more important. I have my salvation, and I have the salvation of everyone that I talk to. If I talk to you about the scriptures, it's because I want you to know about God. I want you to see that there are things that are more important than a car, okay? Money and education. And none of those things in themselves are bad. But when they become our treasure is the problem. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 6. Do y'all remember remember what Mitchell told us the skull and crossbones means? Yeah, death is near. Now, Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 6. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. So if you're going to lie and cheat and steal to get temporary treasures, you're seeking death. Okay? And not just a physical death, but a spiritual death. So the skull and crossbones tells us that, death is near. Our country's first war, outside of the war of the Revolutionary War, do you know the first war our country fought? What?
War of 1812.
You're getting closer. No. French and Indian War was before the Revolutionary War. We fought with the British.
Spanish American.
It was before the War of 1812. And most people have never heard of this. That's why I got a lot of y'all saying the War of 1812. It was a war against the Barbary Coast pirates in 1802. Okay? The Barbary Coast is the northern part of Africa that is along the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? So whenever the United States was sending their merchant ships to trade with these countries, the Tripoli pirates, the Barbary Coast pirates, would come, stop their ships, take their stuff, and take the American soldiers and kidnap them and make them work on their ships. Okay? And for a few years we paid tribute. We'll give them money and they'll quit. Okay? If a bully's picking on you, he's beating you up every day, taking your lunch money, if you think giving him an extra $1 a day is going to make him stop, well, he's going to beat up and take $2 and expect $3 the next day. But that's what this group of pirates was doing. And they thought, well, America, they're just this little country. They're not going to do anything about it. And Thomas Jefferson was the president at this time. He says, we're not going to do this anymore. He says, we're going to put an end to this. So he sent 5 warships. The USS Constitution was one, I believe, that later served in the War of 1812. But, this group of pirates was not going to stop till they were forced to stop. So bullies will not stop until they're forced to stop. Okay? Do you know there are still pirates today? Have you ever seen well, there's a couple movies that deal with this part of the world and that problem. Have you ever seen Black Hawk Down? Yeah. Do you know where that took place?
Somalia.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Captain Phillips? Okay. Once again, took place off the coast of Somalia. Yeah. Somalia is just a really bad place to live. That's just the best picture I can paint for Somalia is don't go there. Okay? The people who live there don't want to live there. And they will go out in their fishing boats and they will attack yachts. They'll attack, these guys are out there in fishing boats and they'll try to stop tankers. Captain Phillips, his was actually a tanker ship. And they thought, well, we'll let him on, they'll get their money and they'll go their own way. Well, no, these men are getting more and more desperate and doing worse and worse things. Okay? So to where it's not a safe part of the world anymore. But a pirate is someone who uses fear, coercion to force you to do something you don't want to do. That's what a pirate does. And as far as real world pirates. There are people who still do that. But then, you know, as I said, bullies. You know, there will be people who try to take what isn't theirs. You know, what you have worked hard for. Just remember what your treasure is. Make sure that you always have your eye on the prize. You know, realize Proverbs 10:2 says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing. If you drive the nicest car and have the biggest bank account and live in the biggest house and you got it all by cheating and hurting other people, that's not going to profit you anything. You're going to give an account to God for that behavior. He says, but righteousness delivers from death. We have two choices in life, don't we? We can choose to be righteous, or we can choose to be unrighteous. Okay? Which one are the pirates? They're the unrighteous. Okay? They're the ones who don't care if they hurt other people, as long as they get what they want. Now that's obviously not the example that Jesus set for us, is it? No. Here's a man who went to the cross for the opposite of this very reason. He could do something for us we couldn't do for ourselves. And let us always strive to have that attitude when we're dealing with other people. Let us help them in any way and every way that we can. That's why we're here at camp. You get an opportunity here, you know, it's just super concentrated while you're down here. You know, it's just be around so many good people and have so many great opportunities. It's kind of like recharging your batteries. But when we leave here, we've got to take the good stuff with us. And I just don't want anybody to leave here without having that good relationship with God. And if you need to do that, the Bible says today is the day of salvation. Don't feel like you have to wait. If you know and understand, and he says, you know, if you're seeking the worldly things, that's death. But if we seek the righteous ways, then we will be delivered from death. Now, I want to thank you guys for paying attention and participating. You did a good job. I appreciate it. Thank you.